that we are facing a storm. Much like Peter in the text, we are facing winds that are contrary. What does it mean to have something that is contrary? Well, I'm glad you asked, because something that is contrary is something that is opposed to something else. So what that says to me is that something that is contrary is when two things that are working on opposite sides of the fence are coming together and hitting at one time. Well, I had to come here this morning just to let you know that contrary is complementary. And you're looking at me a little strange, but let's get into the text. Verse number 24 says, but the ship was now in the midst of the sea. It was tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. So when I think that the contrariness of my storm has confined me, it's really complemented me to destiny. Because if I am in the midst of two things that are opposed to one another, that means that I have two things of opposite forces coming each way. And I am confident that when one thing hits me one way, that the other thing will hit me right back in the middle. So when I'm caught up in the storm, because my winds are contrary, I have the ability to be stable in my storm. Because I'm in the midst of some contrary winds, though I be caught up, I can still say that I'm standing on a sure foundation, because I will never fall in my storm. When it is that you have built your faith in God eternal, you can say so much so that you know that you really know that at the end of the storm, that once the wind ceases, that you will be in a place of victory. It is then that you can say that you have taken on a spirit, much like the Apostle Paul, who said that I've learned to be content in whatever state I find myself in. So next time you think that your contrary winds have confined you, you want to loose yourself in the middle of the storm and let somebody know that you cannot fall, because you're stuck in the middle. Though it be shaky, you're stuck in the middle. Though you be tried, you're stuck in the middle. Somebody ought to thank God that you will not fall in your storm. Shout glory. I cannot fall in my storm. My contrary winds are complementing me to destiny. When everybody thinks that my storm should kill me, my storm is really carrying me. When everybody said that my storm should have left me for dead, my storm really pushed me to where I was going. Somebody ought to thank God for your storm.